What's going on, everyone? Cheers to you. American and Leeds. This is a seltzer water. Hope you're doing well. Just finished cleaning the house. Please like, subscribe, retweet, pump a heart. I'm going to have a goal of, or set a goal of 30 likes on this stream for YouTube. And if we don't hit 30, I don't know if there'll be another stream, quite frankly. Busy man. Child, full-time job. Side hustle that pays me. You know, most YouTubers probably do this at a loss until they hit the big time. They hit that big time. So smash a like on this stream. We'll hit we'll set a target of 40. So take a moment, hit the like, hit the subscribe, smash a comment. If you hate watching this, let me know. Everyone is very, they seem to be calling into question Jesse Marsch's job. Rightly so. I mean, I think that he's the manager. He hasn't picked up results. I'm not surprised by this. I've called out his position a lot. And I don't think that there is a reason why he shouldn't necessarily be in the position that he's in. I think my point to you during this stream is, are you surprised? A, and B, I'm thinking that now we're almost more in a position to stay with him. I think we have to stay with him. I think the time to move on from him was the World Cup break. I think right now, who are we going to get in besides another Red Bull tactician? I think the dream of playing, wide, expansive football can happen, but I don't think it can happen this season. So let's dig in. Let's jump into it. Let's look at the FA Cup. Come with me, and let's look at the FA Cup results. 9 Premier League sides are out of the FA Cup. I'm kind of surprised by the Leeds United fan base, quite honestly, being upset at the result against Cardiff. Just because it's the FA Cup, and I know we want to have a cup run, I think I'm on board with that. But I think we also have to look at where we are as a club too. No excuses, you say? Fine. I have more practicality. I have more 1,000-foot view than I think people, most YouTubers are in right now. I think everybody's just kind of really prisoner of the moment. Is that correct? We're all prisoners of the moment, but it's we don't need to be, So let's look at this. Is the third round FA Cup results. Everton are out. Obviously, they played Man United, who /Scum are, difficult team to beat. Tottenham eked out a 1-0 believe, did Harry Kane play in that game? Southampton beat Crystal Palace. Leicester eked out a win. Let's see here. Brighton, man, they are just in form over Middlesbrough. Fleetwood, Fulham. Now they're in a position to make a cup run. Mid-table, they can kind of hang loose over Hull City, 2-0. Don't tell me Dan James scored. Dan James scored. Perfect player for the cup, playing against Hull City. Let's see here. Ipswich Town. Man, smashing Rotterdam. Burnley beating Bournemouth 4-2. Blackpool smashing Nottingham Forest. We have a draw. West Brom, Chesterfield. Sheffield United winning. West Ham hanging on for a 1-0 win over Brentford. Interesting. Huh. They play a lot of games. I think they're still in Europe, right? Man, American Liverpool fans were incensed at a 2-2 draw against Wolves. I have to dig into that game. I don't necessarily want to do that, but yeah, interesting. They did play Salah. Let's see. Newcastle lost. Tell you another fan base that is literally tying the noose around their neck, ready to jump off a bridge, is Chelsea. My God, Chelsea fans. They want to fire their second manager in a year. Wild. Of course, Leeds 2-2 over Cardiff. Arsenal taking care of business. Norwich out. Villa out. So, 9 Premier League sides out of the FA Cup. Of course, Liverpool and us are, and Wolves are tied. I have to play a reverse fixture. I guess I'm disappointed in the first half. We can dig into that game. If we look back at Bielsa's 2 Premier League Cup runs in the FA Cup, we got smashed against Crawley Town. Now you're saying, well, Alex, we were mid-table. You can't really call into question. Well, people were pretty upset on national TV that we were getting smashed 3-0 against Crawley Town, and a reality TV star came on. I remember that. Maybe you don't remember that. I remember that. I love Marcelo Bielsa, but he got smashed 3-0 against Crawley Town. And people are incensed at Jesse Marsch right now. Again, I've called out Jesse Marsch's job twice. I said we should let go of him after Liverpool. And then I also said we should cut him at halftime against Bournemouth. Halftime at Bournemouth, I was like, this guy's got to go. Out. Saved his job. Every time I think this guy's out, he saves his job. So he keeps saving his ass, and his players save his ass. I don't know. I don't know where to go from here with him. He's maddening. He is a maddening manager. Leeds are a tough team to fall in love with. So, yeah, I mean, we'll go over there. I think we'll go over their run of form. Let's look at the Cardiff game. Because as soon as the lineup goes out, I'm like, we're not winning this game. Any team that knows what they're doing, as Jesse likes to say, play with clarity. Any team that legitimately does have clarity, i.e., a lower league team that knows where the game plan and how they're going to play, can beat Leeds. Now, yeah, we'll go into the run of form. We'll go into that. I want to go into the starting lineup. When the lineup was announced, I was like, we're going to struggle. Just because the back four is struggling if they were starters. Well, the back four is definitely going to struggle if all of these players haven't played. So, Firpo, Stroud coming in to center back, being named captain, I think obviously weighed heavy on him, which is disappointing. Diego Llorente, who's been out of form all season, and Rasmus Christensen. Right there, we're going to leak goals. I think it might have been more of a 4-2-2, 4-2-2. Some people say we played with wingbacks. I'm not sure if that got changed, the formation changed. I think this was Jesse really wanting to play how Jesse wanted to play, with players that he wanted to play with, if that makes any sense. We really didn't have a six. We didn't. Jabby was an attacking. We had two attacking midfielders. So it just didn't work. We didn't have any protection for the back line. So we have this porous back line with no protection. And we leaked two ridiculous goals. So right off the bat, you're going, this back four is terrible. I didn't know. I mean, Jabby looked good. Don't get me wrong. I think he was a bright spot. I think we needed more of an attacking threat from the midfield. But it just speaks to how important Tyler Adams is. And the game got straightened out a little bit. It was hoofball. I get it. It's ugly to watch. Absolutely. But did the game not get straightened out a little bit when we put somebody that knows the system in at 6? Vober? I think it did. So I think this is a 4-2-2. Google here has it as a 4-4-2. And I think it lacked kind of a midfield. But anyways, the first few minutes, first 10, 15, we look great. I think Brendan Aronson still looks off. I do sit him. This hopefully was a game that Jesse was thinking about getting him in form. Didn't work. And now he fully deserves a sit. Yeah, but he's Marsch's boy. Okay, I'm not willing to say that right now. He's the second most expensive transfer at the moment, I believe. Certainly during this certain run, this last 3 years. So we've had a lot of invested in him. I think they want to play him, but he deserves to sit. I thought he deserved to sit last game. He definitely deserves to sit now. And he's just, his touch is off. He's always been weak on the ball. He's always been kind of a lad that needs to bulk up. But he's just off. He's not making good decisions. I have a toddler, so we have a lot of discussions about not making good decisions. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I just think so. Let's go in the 2 goals that we conceded. It's a transition. It's a switch ball. It's the same ball that we concede that the system's weak to. Robles, I thought, covered it. It's a rebound, and then, obviously we can't get a hold of it, and the net's wide open. Yeah, I mean, that's what the system is weak to, those switch balls in, especially against Firpo. He's not necessarily at it on that side, and made a mistake. Pascal, again, I thought the armband kind of was heavy for him. The shirt was heavy for him. And he just wasn't at it. And even though we dominated the game, down 1-0. And then the second goal was really terrible. Just it was a ball in transition, and we do even our starting back four. I thought Newcastle had a couple of times where they had midfielders coming in and breaking the line, just kind of ghosting in. But yeah, wakey, eggs and bakey, Diego Llorente and Pascal, because that player just came in, broke the line. And 1 or 2 touches and 1-on-1 with the keeper. So again, I think everybody's sick of that. But at the same time, if our starting 4, the players that have the most amount of minutes, if you put Strike out at fullback, out at left back, Diego Llorente's out, Pascal, you put Cooper in, those 4 will struggle. So when these 4 are at it, again, I know Cardiff's second division, this was a little bit of welcome to English football, Jesse. The teams in the championship to 10th through 20th in the Premier League, I mean, it's tight. 1 through 20 in the championship. Certainly the first maybe 5 in the championship to all the way 10th in the Premier League. It's tight. It's typically tight. I mean, I know Chelsea's 10th right now, but all those teams on any given day can beat each other. And I know that now you're going to say Cardiff is the lower. I don't even know where they are. They're in the lower half of that. I get it. But Cardiff had an actual identity of who they are. And Leeds, again, we struggle with playing in possession. This is all stuff we know. This was all stuff that we knew before, the FA Cup. So why is it surprising us now? Because we're 2-2. There's a gulf in quality. Absolutely. Absolutely. But why is this surprising us now? Again, I think the time to change manager was in November. So for folks that are saying what's changed and we're worse and why do we change from Bielsa, I use this analogy with Jiren Michael on my on Messenger, on Twitter Messenger or whatever it's called. I said, we were dating Jesse when he took over for Bielsa the last 12 games of the season. We moved in together when he came back from the summer, and now we didn't move. Not that we couldn't have, but there was warning signs. We moved in together when he came back from the summer. Now we're married. So if you want to change him, there's going to be a price. There's going to be a price in what kind of coach we're going to get. All these players are his players now. These are all central attacking, fluid players. These aren't out and out wingers. I mean, Cree and Willie kind of, but what's a left-sided winger versus a right-sided winger? Brendan Aronson, he typically plays 10. Can he really be he doesn't have the body type, I think, to be an actual winger. So, and there's questions whether he has the body type to play in the center. So, like, I just think the way Jesse attacks is, you know, people call it chaos ball. It's like street ball. Reminds me of like street ball and basket in American basketball on the streets of like New York City. Like, there's no plan. We're just, and again, like, people get offended at that, but that's what it is. We knew this. We knew this. So, like, I'm less, I don't know. Now I'm just kind of like, let's roll with it. Let's go. Okay, this is what we're doing. That's where I'm at as a fan. I'm just kind of like, all right, this is what we're doing. Let's do it. You know. Let's look at Jesse's form. Let's look at the wins, losses. 2 wins in 16. I think that's what a lot of people are, shouting. I kind of look at this again too because of the break, because it was like what, 6 weeks. I look at this as a new season. So I'm not like really looking at the form before the break. I know you should. I know it's part of the season. I know all the games count. I get it, but it's a new season. And he's, I think, changed the tactics. And we look worse. I don't know if we're going to be worse. Does that make sense? Like, we look bad because there's less of a build-up. There's less of ideas moving forward. But he's hopefully sacrificed this. I'm trying to say it with a straight face because we do look bad defensively. For defense. Alex, what are you smoking? What are you smoking? We're terrible defensively. I know. Okay. I'm just telling you what I'm reading. What I do here is I read the Marsch tea leaves. I'm not saying or advocating one side or the other. I'm just kind of like trying to interpret Marsch. What I would do, I mean, if I could wave a magic wand, I mean, I probably would have gotten Bielsa's underling that now coaches West Brom, and I'd buy, more with and attacking players. But like, that's not me, and I would have never sold Rafinha, and I would, you know what I mean. But like, I'm not a billionaire, and I don't own the club. I just liked Rafinha. That's all. Okay, let's see. Blackpool. That was preseason. All right. Beat Wolves. Points dropped at Southampton. The Chelsea win. Brighton 1, Leeds 0. That was a tough loss. Barnsley, again, cup game, 3-1, Barnsley. Everybody here, up until Brighton, everybody was like really happy. Everybody here was really happy in August. Tough loss at Brighton. You got Premier League. Now we lose. We're hosting Everton and we don't get a result. Terrible game against Brentford. Postponement. A draw at Villa that I thought was kind of, again, a lot of people called into question Marsch after Villa. But I was like, we played with a red card, got a result. I can't fault it for that. Gerrard is now out of a job. Crystal Palace was a terrible game down in London. Obviously, we all know that we were hard done by Arsenal. So again, I'm looking more at form rather than a result. I know you have to look at results. Leicester, I called Jesse out. At Leicester. We continued bad form into Fulham. Jesse Marsch saves his job at Liverpool. At Liverpool, gets a win at Liverpool. Remarkable. First time Leeds have won there in many years. Saves his job at halftime at Bournemouth. Unreal. So those are really the two wins that I think everybody's talking about. Lose to Wolves. I am not as big into the cup as people are, as cups as people are. So again, this was a difficult kind of run of form. The 29th, the 5th, the 9th. And then we close up before the we drop points at a game that I think Jesse had it right tactically going forward, but we just we peed our pants. Like, what else can I say? We, down the stretch in London and Tottenham. So welcome to the stream, by the way. If you're if you're joining me, my name is Alex Simon. I'm the American Leeds podcast. We've been launching this channel since early May, or I'm sorry, really early June. Going for a goal of 40 likes. I think I said that. 40 likes. Yeah. Give me faith. Help me continue this channel, ladies and gentlemen. 40 freaking likes. So if you can, please open your phone, put the tab on, smash the like. All right. Yeah. And then we're back. I think, Jesse, so we're back after the break. Man City 3-1. Newcastle. I was not expecting a result again. So I'm happy with that. Jesse saves his job. Jesse saves his job against West Ham. Yeah, he's on thin ice. He's been on thin ice all season long. And Villa are going to come into this game looking to take all 3 points. And I don't know what to make of their FA Cup loss. They have a 49% chance, according to Google, of winning this game. That's pretty high. He needs to get a result. We need to get a result. This is the run of games that will make or break the season. Right here. Villa away. I'm sorry. I love the cup. As a fan, if we advance, that's great. If not, no worries. Brentford at Ellen Road. We have to get a result. At the City Ground, Nottingham Forest. Hosting Man City or the Roses. And at Everton. Michael on my stream last week said these are 3 relegation 6-pointers. You've got Nottingham Forest, Everton, and Southampton, coming up after Everton. So once again, that's Nottingham Forest. February is a massive month. A massive month. We will sink or swim based on February. And again, I'm saying as a fan base right now, I'm looking into this little camera. We are going to have to ride or die with Jesse Marsch. The time to say Marsch out for me, which I said, was November. changing a manager, at least changing the system, because the system's so drastic. I mean, again, the only really thing you could put in that's easy and simple, which is a dice type of ball, is a negative type of football, a 4-4-2. A defensive solid team, which I am with you. I am green. Yes, I was all about this in November. I was like, yes. We need to do that. However, it's getting riskier and riskier the more you don't pull, I think, a trigger on a manager, if that's what you wanted to do. I think as this goes on, we're just signing a $40 million striker that fits Jesse Marsch's bill. We're married. You can get a divorce, but it gets really ugly. That's kind of like where I'm at. Like, we can get rid of Jesse. Who's coming in, and what type of ball can you really implement in this middle of the season where you're building a plane and you're rebuilding a plane in flight? If you've ever heard that analogy, you're rebuilding a plane in flight. That's what you'll be doing. And yes, we did it last year, and we stayed up by the hair of our chinny chin chin. But right now, I'm back in Jesse. I'm back in Jesse Marsch. And I called for his job twice last year. I'm telling you, I'm with you. I understand see what you're seeing. I'm just saying, bear with me. Back the manager, especially when the whistle blows. I know everybody in Leeds fandom will. And also, I'm not surprised by Cardiff City, the 2-2 result. I'm not surprised by it. I showed you the back four, who he started. No Adams. Adams is key to the entire defense. If you don't have that six protecting that back line, they're on islands all over their 6s and 7s, and that's been like that all season long. That's got to be fixed, and I hope to God it's being fixed. We all do. But especially with players that are new in their positions and haven't played, yeah, I'm not surprised that's going to – Cardiff is a professional football team. I don't know. I just – welcome to English football, Jesse Marsch. That was a little bit of I've never lost to a second division team. And it's well, welcome to England. They're good in the championship. Not they're good. They're just, every team is well organized. Every single team in England is well organized. And that's why I love watching this football. It's incredible, especially again, outside of these $1 billion clubs, and I'm talking about the big six, parentheses 7 now with Newcastle, all the teams are good. If you got rid of the big six, when that whole Super League thing was happening, part of me was kind of kick them out, because this is going to be really competitive football now. And Leeds become a massive club. Kick them out, but they can't play it. I just don't think that they should play domestically. Let them play their little Super League. Anyways, I digress on that. Jorginho Rutter. I guess I can talk about him. I usually don't talk about transfers, but was interested in this one because it is a official from. It's not a here we go from Fabrizio Romano, but it's he's tweeted about it. There's a lot of it's. I don't know if it's done and dusted, but Looks like it'll be a record signing, 20 years old. Strikers are at a premium. That's my thought on that. Massive risk, but when you look at what strikers are going for, that's kind of what you got to pay. I do see the tools. I think he's toolsy. I think he's got some pace. I think he's got some power on his shot. I think he's good at dribble. Like, I think he ticks the boxes, and I think he's got a good head for it. He seems to like, again, I haven't watched a ton of tape on him, but I've watched probably what you've watched, which is his finishing, his highlight reels. He seems to pick a spot, and it's not too fancy. He doesn't overthink it. He's just going to the corner with power. And that's something that Willie Nanto does. Nanto and Cree both kind of they just finish. And that's exactly what we need. We just need somebody to finish the dinner. So I like it. And I think it's tough to call. You know, Jaffe came in when I first was, getting accustomed to the U23s at the time. I mean, people were comparing Jaffe to some of the best players in the world, and to Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney scored when he was 16, a worldie. So I just thought it was, and Wayne Rooney's one of the best players of all time in world football. So I just thought that was kind of unfair. I think obviously they're both Scousers. They've both got similar builds in terms of their body, but I just thought that was unfair. I think obviously, like all of you, he needs a loan. There are times where I feel like he's willing the team to score. I don't think Jesse likes that he drops deep, which is his default, because he does want to get on the ball. I mean, he wins free kicks. He's an excellent dribbler of the ball. The ball sticks to his feet, all the cliches. I think Jesse is looking for, again, based on the style of play that we're playing, is somebody with pace. I mean, again, I've mentioned that out ball to Click. And I know Click's wasn't playing as an out-and-out striker. He was playing more forward than he was against Newcastle. Rodrigo's touch is not the best. Rodrigo's passing is something that left to be desired. But anyways, Click couldn't even keep it in bounds. So again, I know that's Click. I know he's a midfielder. I know. I know Jaffe as well. Like, I think Marsch is looking for speed down the middle. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to think of it, because I love Jaffe. I love what he did for the club last year. Marcelo Bielsa played this guy, man. Marcelo Bielsa played this guy, but he didn't play Jaffe, really. Eddie Nketiah. Man, people were like, nah, I don't want Eddie Nketiah. I don't want him. We gave him back to Arsenal, man. You guys don't talk like that. Nobody talks like that. But, like, he's doing well. I think this is a feature on ESPN that they're doing on him. And this trainer's saying he's the most dedicated player they have in the training room. And they got a picture of him. Let's see if this plays. One of the best athletes we've got in our books in terms of his attitude and commitment. There he is in 2019. Here he is now. And his body transformation. We had him in 19. You think Arsenal signs a striker? I mean, I don't know. But he plays up top for an incredible team. Absolutely. And I don't know. I think the people that did not rate Eddie is a shame, because I think I rated Eddie and I would have taken him. Not that he was ever being offered from Arsenal, but I would have taken him all day long. Absolutely. I liked him. Again, he was a guy that Bielsa played, because remember, Bielsa wasn't playing the kids his last year. I think he was second guessing himself, but he wasn't playing Joffe. He was playing Dan James. And, you know, Marcelo was a guy that took a chance on kids. His first in the championship. Jack Clark comes to mind as well. I mean, Jack Clark had a heck of a debut with Marcelo Bielsa, his first couple of games. I mean, he's popped out on the screen big time. So, anyways, I think, I'm not saying, again, like Jack Clark is some savior that we should have on the club. I'm just saying that it's interesting to me that in the championship, Marcelo was willing to risk playing a young pup. And in the Premier League, he put Dan James up top. So it's just interesting. Let's see. I think that's all I've got, folks. Thanks for joining me today. Let's catch up on your comments before I hit the sack. Newcastle lost. Yep. Yeah. We didn't have 6 in the park until Wober came. I worry we keep the back as is and use Wober as a click replacement. I don't think so. I think it's going to be interesting. That's actually what I wanted to talk about. What he chooses as his back line. Let's go back to the lineup. I think he goes Ailing. I think he goes Cock. I think he goes Cooper, because I don't think he meant to do it, but he kind of ruined Stroik's, Pascal's confidence. I think he goes Vober at left back. I don't think he plays him at the 6 unless that's in a breaking glass in case of emergency kind of move. I don't think he does that. I almost think he could play Firpo. How crazy is that? I think he liked Firpo so much going forward at the weekend, because these were opportunities for players to kind of get game time, to ask questions of the manager. He had the assist. Again, you think I'm crazy. I'm not telling you what I would do. I'm just telling you I'm in the coconut of Jesse. I think he might. I would not be shocked to see Firpo start. Jesse Marsch. We'll see. I think Vober might come in, though, at left back or that center back position. But I don't know how much center back he's played. God, it's going to be interesting. He's going to go down that back line and say, okay, who's going to fight for a clean sheet? He's talked about fighting for the clean sheet and fighting to the death or something like that, like to defend, which means nothing. Like, these are just words, Jesse. I need you to tell me what to do when someone's running at me with the ball. I don't know what the hell goes on in the dressing room. I see potential in this Leeds side. You never get anywhere with a revolving door of coaches. Yeah, I mean, dude, Chelsea, Chelsea, the fans want to fire the second coach in a year. Would you take Graham Potter? Would you take Thomas Tuchel? I think they're pretty good managers. Like, there is something to be said about sticking with a guy, Arteta. Look what he's done. Marcelo Bielsa was 2 points away from Arteta. Remember, we finished 10th. Arsenal finished 9th. We were 2 points away from Arsenal. That's like one couple results going our way. So I don't know. Like, we could stick with Jesse. He could evolve. I'm kind of hopeful. Klopp's evolved. People are probably laughing at me comparing them, but coaches evolve, especially if you get a good staff around you. Again, and hopefully this team gets sold in the summer and you can have more investment. And I went over this with Michael, like, it seems to me like the instructions change quickly on a dime. Like, you have to be able to switch formations, switch styles. Marcelo Bielsa had plan A because we didn't have the most talented players. He kept it simple. This is plan A. Plan A is boom, 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 boom. Like, you know what I mean? Everything was orchestrated, one-touch football. If you don't know plan A, I'm going to teach you plan A again. This is plan A. You know what I mean? It was that's why all these players looked good, because it was easy. That's why he was able to get a team going early. Like, he's simple. I think there was a little bit of that. He simplified it, and he required incredible fitness from his team. That was a expectation, more so than it is with Marsch. You never get anywhere. Yep. Arsenal fans have been screaming for Arteta. Yeah. Boom. Same. We're thinking alike. I've seen enough potential to keep Marsch until the start of next season. Wow. Okay. I don't even say that, my friend, but I think we have to keep him for this season. Cardiff are 20th, but they're notorious for beating us up in the cup. Yeah, I've heard some nightmares. I think this is Marsch side, so let's give it a decent time. The form is terrible, but hold your nerve. Spurs games sum up Leeds. We score goals, yet we still are beaten. Fix the defense, and we'll have a decent side. Yeah, I mean, they're tied hand in hand. They go together, and I think that there just has to be a better way to it's a mental thing too. Like, I think it's become a mental thing. Don't concede, and then everybody, they just look nervous. And you saw there's that clip on Twitter. We're playing scared. Jesse's like, we're playing scared. And then the fan goes, it's your job to make them play not scared. And he's right. And I don't know, that's why they brought psychologists in. Let me see if I can get, because I tweeted that out here. We're playing scared, man. Americans. I love my country. Keep saying that. Let's see. Where is that? If you haven't seen this clip, present, share screen. Yeah, I mean, it's like, guys, let's just calm down. Everybody's ready to call Jesse in his job, and he's upset, throws his water bottle. They're playing scared. They're playing scared. He's going to his coaches. And he goes, it's your job to play him less effing scared. Both are true. They are playing scared, and it is his job to stop that. I don't know what the right reason is. I think Wober's going to come in. He's going with guys that are captains that I think Wober comes in. I think he keeps Cooper. This is what he's going to do. He's going to go with senior players. To get him out of this. He thinks that they're probably in a rut. I know this guy. I know this. I'm in this guy's. Jesse, I'm in your head, man. He's going to go with Cooper. He's going to go with Vober. He's going to go with Koch. And he's going to go with really either Ailing or Rasmus, probably Ailing based on recent form. I think that Drama has a shout. I think Drama has a shout. He was good on the ball. I don't know how good defensively he was necessarily. I wasn't really looking at that. But yeah. Rafinha wanted to leave, says Iglesias. Leeds played really well in the first half against Crystal Palace. Yeah, I think they had a good opening 20 minutes or so. Good point. Yep. Yeah, I'm live. I just I just was looking at my screen, man. Rutter's a done deal. He's ace and we'll smash it. Let's look. Is Rutter a done deal? Live on American Leeds? I don't know if it's a done deal. They probably definitely won't announce it. But let's see if there's any news. Is this a here we go? No, not a here we go. Just Fab is the latest that I've got up here. That it's pending medical tests, and we have to hash out some stuff with Hoffenheim. So, it's not done in this league. It's not done until it's done. We'll see. Yeah, 37 mil, which will be a record. So, it's interesting when these things are announced. Is it pounds, euros, American dollars? Like everybody's reporting a different number, like inflation. So we'll see. It looks to be a record signing. Massive call. But I think the right call. I think he's the right call. Why do I think that? I think he's a guy that can finish the dinner. I think he's a guy that will play up top where he needs to be. Yes, I know he's got 2 goals or something, whatever the season. I'd have to unpack that, but he looks like he's simple. It's simple finishing. Doesn't get too cute about it. He gets in a dangerous spot. He gets the ball and he puts it powerfully into a corner. I don't see a lot of, there's a couple of worldies in his highlight reels, but a lot of it's just putting it in the net, putting the effing ball in the net, which is what Marsch wants. He wants to score. Vober is a solid defender and can cover the 6. I don't think he'll play in midfield. I think he'll play on either side of the defense. People were LOLing at that, like that call by Jesse. We're playing him in midfield. Well, We don't have anybody in midfield right now. So, and he said in his interview, not that you looked at it, that he could play in the 6. He understands the system. Immediately, the team was solidified a little bit, and there was a platform to work from. Anyways, yes, it was hoofball for a while. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And I don't know what to make of it other than this is Marsch, and that's what we kind of knew this. Decent investment for a striker. Hopefully it pays off, Matthew Thomas. I think it has to. In the case of clubs like Leeds, where we are now with our ownership, Rad Rosani, it has to work. By the way, I'm going for 40 likes. Give me 40 likes within, I'm going to say, 24 hours. Keep me going. Open up the phone, change the tab, do what you have to do, smash the like, or subscribe, or leave a comment. If you do all 3, you've won Leeds, American Leeds bingo. Cheers, mate. Marching on together. All right, folks, that's it. Yeah, that's all I got. I was catching up on the old comments. Hope you're doing fantastically well. Like I said, here's my question. And this is just, if I had to create a poll, I have friends. So before this stream, I was cleaning the house. I was doing kind of a detail on it. Do you have a maid? Or not a maid? Like, do you have a cleaning service that you use? Like, I have a couple of friends of mine that use cleaning services, and it's like, I don't want anybody in my house. 1, 2, they don't know where anything goes. Like, part of the problem is just we have stuff and it goes in certain places. Otherwise, there's chaos. And so, like, people are like, yeah, just get a cleaning service or whatever. Once in a while, sounds like a cool idea. Like, I maybe one day, like, had a tough time at work or whatever, or would schedule a cleaning service for like the next day or the day after or something. That'd be cool. But like at the same time, I just could never imagine, like, I feel like I would explain to the person where everything goes. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're just putting stuff up. You're creating more work for me. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's late. It's 1:00 in the morning here on the East Coast of the United States. Marching on together. Leeds. Do I think we get a result? We have to get a win. We have to get a win. I said at the end of Marcelo Bielsa's tenure that he sacked himself. At some point, I might have to say that about Marsch. He's got to pick up results right now. Don't make me say that about you as a fan. Don't make the fan base say that about you. That, like, there's nothing we can do. You have to pick up results, and you're not picking them up. We have to get someone in here, a new voice. We have to stop the bleeding. So, look, when the whistle blows at the weekend, I will be fired up for Jesse. And I know you guys will be too. Marching on together. Leeds. Like, comment, subscribe. 40 likes. Peace.